Unataka Maidi Shoma? Wapi? Hapo Savo. Ya mia. Na hata hingine ukuripa. Na uripe brava. Na watu wanafikiranga mimi nachomanga tu mei hapa. But allow me to introduce myself. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and today we're going to tell you about FIRE. So you may ask, what exactly is FIRE? FIRE is an acronym that stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early, and financial independence is defined as having assets that generate sufficient passive monthly cash flows that enable you to satisfy your needs, your wants, and your desires. To know more about financial independence, join us in our next video. Anyway, acha niendelee kuchoma bei ndio nifike FIRE.
Good evening, everyone. It's a great evening tonight. My name is Viola Natalie, and thank you. And I'm joined with my colleague. Yes.
My name is Sam. Yeah.
So thank you so much. It's an awesome evening, though it's really cold.
Yes. Would you like to start us off with a word of prayer?
Yes.
They say that the youth are the future, but we believe that the youth are the present.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek.
Join a community of the change makers, the innovators, the visionaries who dare to dream big and make it happen. They are the ones who will shape the future, who will challenge the norms, and who will create a better world for us all. Those who dare to dream big and make it happen. Click on the banner to join the movement today.
So we really apologize for the technical hitch on our end. To start off again, my name is Viola Natalie, and I'm a FIRE partner in Savo. Thank you so much for making time to join in our webinar today. Are you all ready for the discussion of the day?
Yeah.
And I'm joined with my colleague right here.
Yes,
You want to introduce yourself?
I will. My name is Sam Chalo, also a FIRE partner and a financial independence ambassador here at Savo.
Yeah. So we'll start off with a word of prayer, and So Father, in the mighty name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we just want to say thank you for your goodness and your faithfulness, oh God. As we have this webinar, Lord, we ask you to take over. May it be a session where we get to learn and grow, even in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. So it's a beautiful day, a cold day, reaching you out right from our FIRE Center here on Kiambu Road at Lindigwa. This is where our main offices are. And yes, so...
today we also want to start off the session with one of the exciting things that we have going on, which is Savo Sunset. And a lot is going on around Savo Sunset. There is the enrollment of new residents getting into Sunset, and also there is the grand opening. Yeah, there's the grand opening, which we are inviting you guys for. There's going to be an RSVP link, but not this week, next week. So you better join our webinar next week, yeah? And for anyone who wants or is looking to change their community, Savo Sunset is the place to be. We have apartments ranging from studios to 3 bedrooms. Yeah, studios to 3 bedrooms. If you'd like to live within a community of Savorites, people who are going to be the next change makers in the society, this is the place you'd want to get into. Yeah. So that's it. Do you have something to tell us about Savo Sunset?
Yeah, it's a great season for us. We've just finished our 7th project.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been 2 great years. Thank you so much for all the investors who have believed in the process, you know. And we're looking forward to the grand opening day. It's usually a great celebration. And it's a great opportunity for you to join into the FIRE movement. And yeah, yes.
Yeah, come interact with other investors, come interact with us, your fire partners, and everyone else. Come and see who is really behind the scenes in making Savo what it actually is.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, and
so, and I'm seeing we're having a
few comments
right here.
There's Luke.
Yeah, so
there's Luke who's dropped a fire emoji. Thank you so much, Luke, and everyone else who's joined in. Also drop your fire emoji as we go ahead. Yeah. We can now, I think, get into the topic for the day.
Yes.
Yeah, and we are talking about your circle of influence. What comes to mind first, Natalie, when
like
we talk about the circle of influence?
Like what I have control over. Yeah. So influence, like what I can change. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that what really
what
comes
have
to mind.
control over. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people in the audience, I think Luke and Jada, you guys can let us know what does the circle of influence mean to you, because we're going to be learning more from Natalie about that today. Yeah. And let's just start off a little bit further, and we get to know Natalie a little bit. I think growing up, what's that something you've always wanted? Yeah, what's that something you've always wanted to do, to be, and let me say, you've either gotten there or not, and how has that period been in between?
Maybe just to go back to my childhood.
Yes.
Thinking about like what I have, like you see the way we can relate with you, and how you understand me. You see, it's taken time for me to understand that if I tell you something, it's up to you to decide how you're gonna take it up.
Yes.
I don't have any control over how you're gonna comprehend it at the end of the day. So it's taken a while
for you to get
for
to
me
understand
to get
that.
yeah.
It must have been tough. True. I also can relate to that thing where you think when you communicate something, immediately people will grasp what you're trying to communicate or understand it the way you actually said it or the way you actually think about it. But people will understand it in their own ways, in different ways, and that is pretty much not in your circle of influence. And
that's true.
Yeah, that's true. And we can also talk about something that, say, you've achieved against all odds. Yeah, everything was not in your favor, and you worked so hard to achieve this thing, and just a lot of things were not in your favor, and you got there.
So what I can say is, growing up, you come to find that there's a lot of responsibilities, and something like time management is up to me. You see, so you have family, you have work, you have relationships to maintain, and all that, and you're like, so how am I gonna go about it? And for me, I'd say that I've actually gotten to the place where I've rather conquered how to manage my own time. So if this is a priority, I set time for it, and I get to be intentional about it. So like right now, I'll say that I've conquered, you see, with where I work, in the space that I work in, just reaching out to investors and getting to know where are they at, if there's one of them who wants to know how they can start their fire journey and all that, and it can be really, really involving. But there's also the other side of it, There's Natalie on the side whereby I have my own purpose, my God-given purpose, and there's a place where God has called me to serve. And in the past, there was a point where I was really struggling in terms of managing my time on that. But this year I decided I have this time, and I have influence over it. I can be, I can plan over my days. I can plan over my time. And so that's how I conquered time management.
Time management. And actually, let me say, time management is against all odds, because see, traffic is part of it. Trying to ensure that you hit whatever you're supposed to hit, or achieve the results that you're supposed to achieve at work, and still serve in the places that we need to be serving, and build the relationships that are important for us.
That's
and
true.
It's a hard task, I won't lie. It's a hard task, and being at a place where you can confidently say, I think have this figured out,
Yeah.
I think is something that is supposed to be celebrated. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And we have a few more people who dropped the fire emoji. There's Jada, Tom, and Agnes. Thank you so much for dropping your fire emoji. Also, let us know where you're watching from. Yeah, so you can know. For us, we are live from the fire center, like Natalie said, which is along Kiambu Road.
And you guys can visit us also.
Yes.
Yeah, our office is actually open. Yeah, it's like 24 hours.
It's almost. Almost. And I think talking about now circle of influence and circle of concern, we've talked about the things that we've tried to achieve, and some against certain big odds that are part of our lives. What is this thing, circle of influence, circle of control, circle of concern? What is it, and where does it come from?
You see, when I think about the circle of control, circle of concern and circle of influence,
Yes.
Circle of control, I'm thinking about things that I do not have. A circle of concern, I'm thinking about things that I do not have control over. You see, no matter how much I try, how much I try to stress over, I do not have control over that.
Yeah.
Something as simple as we have life.
Yes.
So I do not have any, influence over
Yes.
when I'm going to die. You see?
You don't.
Yes.
But you know you will. You just don't know when.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when I look at circle of influence, these are things that I have control over, like my joy, my happiness.
Yes.
You see, when I get my money, how I budget it, my savings, the investments that I put across, the relationships that I get to choose the relationships that are in my life. So that these are things that I need to be intentional to make sure that they're in line, you know, I have control over them. That's what I understand.
And where does this concept come from?
So when you look at this particular concept, it comes from the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. And we're talking about habit number 1, which is habit of choice, and it's about proactivity. You see, you just get to be intentional. Because you're going to have so many things happening, you see? So you'll find someone saying, okay, I'm not happy. Why you not happy? It's your life. You know, you can rise up and choose happiness.
That's
you
true.
get to choose. And that's a bit about it. Even the Word of God says, you know, today I put life and life and death before you. That's what the Word of God says. And then you're supposed to either choose life or death. So I choose life. I choose happiness.
Yeah. So this whole concept comes from this book, the book 7 Habits.
7 Habits.
And circle of influence, and circle of concern is part of the first habits of all the 7 habits, which is proactivity. And one thing that stood out for me in that first habit is you are a product of your choices.
Yeah, that's true.
And for me, that really struck really hard. And it just told me that whichever situation I find myself in,
you have a choice.
There's a choice that I made to get there. There's a choice that I made to get there. And I think what it brings is a lot of ownership.
That's true.
And you will end up stop complaining. You won't be somebody who whines and complains about the situations you find yourself in. If you really grasp this concept of circle of influence and circle of concern. Because you will be able to understand that the circumstances you find yourself in, you actually had a choice in making a choice that you've made to get yourself there. I don't know. When did it come for you? Like, when did you come to that realization that, I am just a product of my choices?
I'll say over time. You know, it's not a concept that I came to know about when I was young.
Yes, that's true.
So over time, when you read books and through experiences as well.
Yeah.
You know, you get to a point where there's a particular issue that is really, really disturbing, and it's stressing you out day and night. For example, you're in this group of friends, and you have this group of friends, and you feel like maybe the company is, it's not really edifying.
Yes.
You know, it's not giving positivity into your life.
Yes,
Yet
yes,
you're
yes.
still there. Why are you still there? You see, so over time, out of experience, this is when this concept has really come alive in my life. Yeah.
So over time, you've been able to go through experiences that
Yeah.
you found yourself in situations and you're like, okay, but I'm the one who put myself here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so scary, and how do I say it? Like all of that responsibility is on you. So sometimes you can also end up beating yourself up because you can put all that stress on yourself. But I think that acknowledgement that you had a role to play in it
Yeah.
is a part of the solution.
Yeah.
Is a part of the solution.
And maybe also just to talk about the circle of concern.
Okay.
Yeah. So we all come from different families
Yeah.
and backgrounds, you
Yeah.
know, and sometimes maybe out of depending on where you've come from, like your family, you'll be like, so like, why is my family like this? Or why is my background looking like this? You know, you get to ask all these questions, but you do not have any influence over
Over it,
that.
yeah.
You just found yourself there, but there are some choices that you have to make that would maybe give you a different outcome, bring a different change, yeah? So you're not supposed to be limited by where you come from, your background. Maybe if you're in your background, you never used to talk about money and all that. When you, as an adult, when you're making your decisions, you can be deliberate.
You can make the choice.
Yes,
Yeah.
make the choice to talk about habits in your family.
Yes.
Talk about money in your family gatherings. You know, yes. Such sensitive topics. You know,
yes.
because you have influence over your family, but I do not have influence over over what happened in my generation.
In your generation, you already got there. So okay. And the concept of starting to know that you are the product of your choices.
Yeah.
By the time you get into this realization, you've already known that some things are up to me to decide, and the path ahead for me is for me to design how it's going to be. Yeah?
That's true.
And for you to be well equipped to design it better, you need to understand the things that you have control over and the things that you do not.
That's
and Natalie
true.
has kept mentioning on each of them, both those that are in your circle of influence and those that are in the circle of concern. And you've mentioned that things that are in our circle of influence are the things that we can actually control, things that we actually have power to change.
That's true.
The way they are. And can you mention what are some of these things for you right now? What are some of these things?
I'd say my happiness. Like we all want to be happy, you know. My happiness, my peace of mind, I am having an influence over that. And I'm being intentional about it. So when it comes to investments, you see, like there's when I get to interact with investors and we talk about this FIRE journey and all that, of course I want to also be part of the FIRE movement. So for me, how I budget my money, I have an influence over that. You see, the savings that I have, I can control that. You see, looking at the investments that I have, I've taken time to go look into them, research, is this a long-term investment plan? Is it a short-term investment plan that I want to get to? And what's the end goal? So I have an influence over that. But things like how the state of the economy, you know, inflation in the market, the cost of some things, we will complain, this and that, but I do not have any control over that. So that is circle of concern, you know, for me. So all that I have influence over, of course, not with my own help, I trust in God that God is going to lead me to be in total control, and take charge.
Okay. Okay. And I like the way you brought the aspect of money into
Yeah.
this, because when you look at the financial independence journey, I think we can start diving into the things that are in our circle of influence and circle of concern in
Yeah.
terms of the financial independence journey. And we can start by just defining financial independence. Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you define it, and then we will get to the things that we are able to control and not control in that journey.
You see, like, most people are usually in, or a good number of people all over the world, they are into, it's either you're employed, you're having that cash flow, you're having that salary at the end of the month, that paycheck, or you're in business and you have to wake up early in the morning. Have you been on Nairobi streets in the morning, and you're seeing by 4 a.m. or 3 a.m.
things are like already
up and
buzzing.
kicking,
Yes,
you know.
yes.
Yeah, because guys are looking for this money, so you really work hard and hard and hard for that money.
Yeah.
So it's gotten to that place where I'm thinking retirement really doesn't have to come at 70.
Okay.
Yeah. So in the event where I am getting the income that I have right now, yeah, with whatever amount that is, you need to build up some habits, you know, like there's a saving bit of it, but there's also investments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The moment where I know that I have places where, or sources where I have passive income, money that I am not necessarily losing my energy
Yes.
and my time to earn, not because I'm lazy, but because I worked
Yeah.
and I also made sure that there was something for tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, so in the place where I'll have probably assets that generate sufficient monthly passive cash flow,
Okay.
whereby you're at 40 and you say, okay, I'm handing over my resignation letter, not because I don't want this job,
Yes.
but probably I just want to go pursue my God-given purpose that would not necessarily give me money, but I will not have to live a life where I'm depending on people.
Yes.
I know that maybe by the 5th of this month, there's some income coming from X number of investments that I
you
have.
put-
That's
you
what
put in
financial
place. That's what
independence is
financial
for me.
independence is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, she defined it as a thing that she really wants to have and achieve. I don't know for you guys. Do you really want to
Yeah.
get financial independence? Because sometimes we can talk about financial independence assuming that people want to get there.
Yeah.
You know, but I think having have seen people who've achieved it, having have seen people who haven't achieved it, and each and every one of us knows someone or has heard of someone who has either ended up being financially dependent as time went by, and someone who's actually become financially independent as time went by, and we can pick the path that either of us wants to get to, and we said we are a product of our choices. So if we end up being financially dependent, we do not take the things in our circle of influence critically, and we left them in circle of concern and did not take the actions that we are supposed to be taken. Thank you for defining financial independence in such a candid and nice way for yourself. And I think you mentioned a few things that are in your circle of
Influence.
of influence. I can see here Jada says, of course, we all want financial independence. It's a basic need these days. I like that. It's like it's in each and every one of us here. Thank you so much, Jada, for engaging. You also said earlier on that, where is this comment? Wow, the path ahead is for you to design. And then Luke here says also, not able to fully type as I'm driving, but listening. Thanks, guys. It's great stuff. Thank you, Natalie. You're gracing our screens today. People are loving it. Yeah. And Luke and Jada, our consistent viewers. Thank you so much, guys, for engaging us this evening as we go on with this conversation. We were talking about now being independent and being dependent.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the choice we decide to make. Yeah. And there are some of the things that are in a circle of influence that we can do that will ensure that we are financially independent.
Yeah. You know, actually, what I'm thinking about is, you see, like the way you would be working really, really hard right now.
Yes.
It would be very nice if you have like a dignified retirement.
Yes.
You see.
Yes.
So in the event where you are maintaining a particular lifestyle right now, you're able to service a particular car that you're driving,
Yes.
you're living in a particular estate that has a particular amount of service charge
Yes.
and standards,
Yes,
you know.
yes, yes, yes.
It's equally just good for you to make sure that in the event where retirement comes, that is if you're employed,
Yeah.
or in the event where you're not as energetic as you used to be.
Yes, yes. if
You
you're an
see, yeah,
entrepreneur.
because you see also age catches up.
Oh, it does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah, and before you know it, you're 56
Yeah, yeah. Look
or
at us
you're
young people
80.
saying that, but
You
we
know?
know we've understood.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So you just make sure that in the event where you're not able to work as much, you just make sure that you have that income,
Yeah.
cash flow. Cash flow is the word right here.
Yes, yes.
Because you can have investments, but they're dead capital.
That's
Dead
true.
ca- that's
You're
dead
asset
capital.
rich, but cash poor.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So cash flow is the word right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what are these things that when I'm living that kind of lifestyle you've just defined that I can start doing that are in my circle of influence that will enable me get to financial independence now that it's actually a basic need like Jada here has mentioned.
Now let me tell you something, Sam. Where does your money go? That should be a question that is ringing at the top of your head,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or mind. Where does your money go? So you get that paycheck at the end of the month, regardless of the amount, whether it's thousands of shillings or where does your money go? Do you get to budget? Are you an impulse buyer? Are you living over
Beyond your means.
exactly?
Yeah, yeah.
So once you answer yourself that question, then you begin to take take charge. You know, be proactive to what do you call it? To plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about savings. Yeah.
Okay.
I can be intentional about saving.
Yes. And it is in your circle of influence.
Circle of influence.
Yeah,
So savings, looking at investments, and you know there's this bit of the mindset, and also a lot of there has to be a mind shift.
Yeah.
You know, a paradigm shift, like in our thinking, whereby you think, okay, I need to be earning maybe $1 million Kenya shillings for me to save or to invest, or to say, okay, this 10,000 Kenya shillings is little money. So if you're not responsible for that 10,000 Kenya shillings, in the event where you have 100,000 Kenya shillings, you're just gonna up your lifestyle and live and
Don't
squander
expect
everything,
things to change. Yeah.
and you'll just be in that particular rat race.
Yeah.
You know, you're getting money, you work hard for it, you go spend all of it, and then at the end of the day, there's nothing.
Okay.
Yes.
I like the way you started with asking where does my money go?
Where does your
my
money go to?
And
Yeah.
it's a question I think we ask ourselves in very different ways, but it doesn't hit as straight as that question. Yeah. We ask it through budgets. We ask it through looking at our M-Pesa statements.
Yeah.
We ask that question through trying to invest somewhere. But if you just sit down and try and analyze where your money goes, and when you look at your budget, that for me, the way I look at it, there are three key categories that each budget should have.
Yeah.
There is the investments and savings part of it. There's the needs,
Yeah.
and there's the wants. Yeah. And you, of course, try to order them and to pay them in that priority. Yeah. From your investments and savings to your needs, and then your wants. Because you see, what people, you see, the problem about financial independence is that people come to realize it that they would have made better decisions later on. Yeah.
Yeah.
People come to realize that they would have made a better decision later on. So
That's true.
if you're on the journey to financial independence or whatever journey it is, I think you can't be a person who thinks about the now alone. Yeah. You can't
That's
be a person
true.
who thinks about just the next salary that is coming next month so that you can go for a trip. I don't know to which county or which country or which continent. You need to be a person who thinks about your kids' retirement.
That's true.
Your generations, the generations
Yeah.
to come. So, and if that is not cast on stone in your head, if that is not clear in your head, or probably just some sort of vision. It doesn't have to be that clear, but if that is not existent, you will also find it hard to make the decisions, because you will end up finding yourself in certain circumstances. And the problem with money is that I can relate it, it's like close to air.
Exactly. It's here today.
After God, there's air, and then there's money, I think.
That's true.
We've made this life in a way that it's no longer like in the old days where you could have your kashamba on the side, plant whatever you can plant from seeds that were already there, and get your next meal from that place, and continue to survive. Nowadays, life has changed. Everyone is using a gadget. You guys are watching us from a gadget which you had to purchase with the money, and for you to even watch this, you have to pay for Wi-Fi or buy bundles.
That's true.
And everything revolves around this thing called money for us to live and survive and actually just make an impact on this world. Yeah. So
actually, when you're sharing how people spend their money and etc., what really comes to my mind is every coin counts.
Yes.
You know, so every coin counts. You can say, for example, if I have 1 million Kenya shillings today, and then I deduct 10,000 Kenya shillings, it's no longer 1 million. So meaning if I was brought a product that is supposed to be 1 million, I can't buy it until I add that 10,000 Kenya shillings. You see? Yes. So planning is very, very important. Budgeting, you can't live without budgeting.
And you have to have a vision that is guiding you to get to that place. Because you see, if you're budgeting and you do not know why you're putting money aside, I don't think it's also fair to your money to just put it aside without any purpose. Because the problem with money is it finds its way around things, just like water. You just pour it anyway, it will find a way to go to wherever it can go.
Exactly.
And I like the state of water, because it finds its way around everything. And that's the same thing with money. If you do not put it in a container, it will find its way around whatever thing it is.
So if you're not intentional about taking charge of what you do with your money, it's gonna find work. You'll just find those phone calls of, hey, and you know, when you get the phone calls, and I'm not saying you don't lend out money, but you know, in the event where you took the income that you have, or maybe it's from your business, and you decided to allocate rightfully because you're taking charge and you're being deliberate to make sure that your money just doesn't disappear. You've allocated it as a good steward. You know, we're actually being called to be good stewards of whatever we've been given. Or else you're gonna find yourself in a situation whereby you're just giving out money, years after years, and then eventually you start crying. You start being dependent on people. And the same very, very people are the ones who are gonna say, okay, so and so used to have a really good job. How come they're asking me for 500 Kenya shillings? You see, also, like when you put something aside for tomorrow, you are able to even support these people even more. You know? That's
true. Let me ask you, Natalie. So for you, what does that vision look like? What is that end in mind for you to be able to say, let me put aside that money, and then you can let us know how you put aside that money. But let's start with the vision. What's the end in mind? Why do it?
Planning. If you do not plan, that's the route to failure. For sure.
They say if you failing to plan is
planning to fail. Exactly. So just being intentional about it. And you know, having been in a situation where there was a bit of like, I'm procrastinating, you know, you're like, okay, now I've learned about investments. I've learned about this. First of all, I've learned about clearing my debts. Okay, I've cleared debts. And now I have this money. If you do not, I realize out of personal experience, if I do not start being intentional on allocating this, I'm going into this investment, I'm doing this and that, even if it's starting with a short-term investment plan, you'll never ever start. Just start. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So for you, it was just about, because you had this knowledge, you knew that starting is the only way. So, and how
And then learn through it.
then you learn through
Learn
it.
through it.
Yes. Don't wait to be a professional. Doing it is what will make you a professional or a serial investor.
Especially if you're a perfectionist.
Yes.
You can't, for example, you might meet a very good investment. You're still watching. For example, I interact with a good number of investors. So someone says, you see, I've been following you. We've been in the market for the last 7 years. This is our 8th year in the market since 2015. So someone says, from the very, very first time when you're starting, I knew about you. So how many projects do we already have right now? We're actually having this, we already launched the 60.
Sawa. Nitangoja ni jioni. I think you're back. You've gotten technical issues. Really sorry about that. And if you're still tuned in, just drop an emoji or let us know, Jada and everyone else who's watching in with us. Really sorry about that. I think time has also ran away. But we were talking about the things that we can do to actually make that positive influence, because that thing is in our circle of influence alongside our financial independence journey. And Natalie was telling us about procrastination. Natalie was telling us about procrastination. So I think being able to take those steps, because you have that end in mind of financial independence, or getting to that place where you can actually achieve financial independence, is critical. And a lot of people don't make those choices. And if you do not want to get to that place where the product of your choices is dependence, you need to take those steps right now. Yeah, you need to take the steps right now. And I'd like Natalie to tell us through Savo how you can start making those steps to financial independence, and how she personally can help you get there.
All right.
Yeah.
So for anyone who's joining us for the first time, Savo, I can just walk you through who Savo is. So we are a real estate investment company here in Nairobi. What we do as a company is we design, we build, we sell, and we manage mainly small unit apartments. Yeah. But what we're really big on, or what we're really passionate about, is our purpose. Why we do what we do. Yeah. We want as many people as possible to join in the FIRE movement, whereby invest invest, make sure that you have assets that would work for you. So when you come to Savo, or when you're watching and you want to know how to start your journey, I'm a fire partner in Savo, and we have a group of many others. Probably you've interacted with them. And what we do is we work with investors throughout the investment journey, right? From when you start until you end, of which we don't usually talk about an end because it's a progressive journey, right?
Yes.
So in the event where you come on board, you want to know how to invest in real estate, we are here with you. And you know, we have a very good product. We call it our AAA, our affordable amazing apartments. And you can come for a site visit. We have a call, come for a site visit, come see what we've done, come see Savo Sunset 1, which we've just completed, project number 7 on Kiambu Road at Bindigwa. And we have the latest that we just launched 2 weeks ago.
Yes, Savo Divine.
Savo Divine, which is off Thika Road, neighboring the USIU, a very great location. We're very specific about the locations, because at the end of the day, it has to be a win-win for the investor and for the residents, whereby there's convenience for you as a resident. If you're looking for a place to move in, probably you should check, look into our website, and you'll be directed further. Amazing projects, amazing spaces for you to let out affordably. And also for investors, if you're looking for affordable investments, just owning an apartment or apartments in Nairobi, you might want to consider us. Give us a call, get to know more about us, and how you can join in the journey. It's about starting. Tonight is about starting, because you have influence over that. Making that decision.
Put that
because that is in your circle of
influence. Yes. And so what do the apartments range from? And if I want to begin, how do I start paying?
So our price range, we're talking about, our price range is between 1.8 million to about 5 million, like for the big unit apartments. And we give flexible payment plans. If you bring in a product to the market and then a solution, for us, our solution are the payment plans. And they're as affordable as you could start with a zero deposit plan. So you come on board. We mainly do off-plan projects just to enable you to work with us. As Savo is building, as an investor, you're on the journey whereby you're paying bits by bits. So if you have a deposit, well and good. But if you have installments, you want to start with a zero deposit, you can also start. The point is starting, knowing that also life gets better. You take a long payment plan, and in between, when you have lump sum, channel it towards the investment and make sure you get these assets that would work for you.
Thank you so much, Natalie. And I think her number has been sent in the comment section. Please reach out to her. She'll enable you to start that journey to financial independence. And since we've decided and said here that getting financial independence is something that is in our circle of influence, take that step. Do not procrastinate like some of us did.
Don't procrastinate.
Do not do that.
It's not a good thing.
Take that step to financial independence, and eventually you will become independent and not dependent on any other sources, because your assets will be working for you, and your money will have worked for you. So it will be time for it to pay back. It will be time for it to pay back. So I think we can close it at that today. Thank you so much, Natalie, for joining us, and all the other people who also engaged with us today, from Jada to Luke and the rest of the audience. Thank you so much. Next week we'll be sharing more details about the grand opening. Yes, the grand opening. So you better stick around. Subscribe to the channel, and also go and follow us on our social media channels. So that is going to be it for tonight. I think Natalie will sign us off with her last remarks.
So thank you so much for making time to tune in to today's webinar. It's an honor to have you join us. And it's been great just having the discussion. Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you too.
And it's an opportunity for us to learn and to grow together. Remember, the moment that you just joined in the webinar, you are making that deliberate decision to make sure that you're part of the FIRE movement. So even as you're having the grand opening happening on the 27th, show up,
Yep.
turn up. If you want,
Make another intentional decision.
exactly, because that's your circle of influence, right?
Yes.
That's what we've learned.
Yeah.
And just also to say that just start, do it, be intentional. Whatever you have control over, let no one steal that from you or anything, be it fear, be it doubt. You just start and go at it. No more procrastination, because there are things that you have control over. Yeah, so thank you so much, guys, and I look forward to meet you next time.
Yeah, bye-bye. I've just been reminded here by our producer that we also have another event to warm up the grand opening that is also coming up next week. It's going to be the open mic. It's the third season of the open mic, and this time we're going to be holding it at Savo Skywalk. It's off Ngong Road, just on 1 Year Road. So if you'd like to pop in and see what the residential communities we have look like and what the experience at these residential communities look like, pop in. Yeah.
To all the artists,
yes,
make sure you tune in and you
register.
come.
They register, come and perform.
Come with your friends, and let's have this rolling.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, guys.
bye-bye.
Bye.
What is money, Kinodhia? Kinodhia, umerara darasani. I told you you'd be just like your father. Alikuwa anaitwa nani? Douglas. Douglas mwalimu. Hata ndio Kegere. Mnaweza toka mfanye shughuli zenu, tubaki na Kinodhia. Lakini Yes. Good morning, class. Yes. Good morning, class. Today we're going to learn about money. And what is money, Kinodhia? Kinodhia, umerara darasani. I told you you'd be just like your father. Alikuwa anaitwa nani? Douglas mwalimu. Hata ndio Kegere. Mnaweza toka mfanye shughuli zenu, tubaki na Kinodhia. Lakini hii kazi ya kuwa mwalimu ni gumu sana. Lakini allow me to introduce myself. So welcome back, guys, and today we're going to go through the fire drill and we want to find out, where does our money go to? According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Kenyans take their money into these 5 places. And where do you as an individual take your money? Meals and bills, hapo uko na ngapi? Malls and bars, hapo uko na ngapi? Homes and cars, plots and shares, debt and bed. Unajua msijifiche. Yes, and now that you know where you take your money, what are your red flags? What are those things that you need to change? So I'm going to take an example with myself as a teacher. Meals and bills. Hapo kwa meals unajua as a teacher nakula pale kwa dining halls na bills. Unajua kuoga tu na maji baridi, hata sina tokens. Hapo kuna 10%. Malls and bars, malls. Unajua kazi ya kuwa mwalimu ni ngumu, niko tu huku ndani kwa staff room kila saa. Bars niliokoka 10%. Homes and cars, kuna ile nyumba najenga na bibi yangu. Na gari unajua niko na privilege ya school bus 30%. Plots and shares, kuna shamba nanunua pale Kamunyu. Hapo ndio najua, hapo ndio kwa plots and shares itanipea 50%. Na debt and bet mimi huko nilitoka a good 0%. Looking at my breakdown, 50% in plots and shares is a bit too much. That plot is just sitting somewhere and it does not give me any passive income. So as a mechanism, I think it would be best if I nitafute wale watu wasavu, nasikia wanaitwa sijui fire partners, wanauza manyumba na hiyo nyumba inanipea good monthly income. So if 50% kutoka kwa mali moja, hiyo haitaweza. So what I want to do moving forward is taking that money that is at 50% in one investment that does not give me any passive income to a Savo house that is going to give me passive monthly income. So thanks guys. Hey. Kinuthia bado unarara na nani hiyo kado yako? Can the both of you three come here?
When it comes to investing in real estate, there are a few key factors that can make all the difference. And our newest project, Savo Divine, has them all. First, location. Savo Divine is perfectly situated near USIU in Roysambu along Thika Road, giving residents easy access to the CBD, all the amenities and opportunities the area has to offer. Second, community. At Savo Divine, we've designed the apartment for a vibrant community of university students and young professionals alike, with communal areas, co-working spaces, and spaces to build, enhance, and promote communities. Savo Divine offers an affordable payment plan of up to 5 years, with studio apartments starting at 2.1 million Kenyan shillings, superior studios at 2.6 million Kenyan shillings, and one-bedroom units at 3.1 million Kenyan shillings. The biggest setback to investing in real estate is deposit. And the good news is, you don't need a deposit to start investing in these projects. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Investing in real estate has never been easier. If you're looking for an investment property that checks all the boxes, look no further than Savo Divine. Visit www.savo.ke to get started on your investment journey.
Owning your first apartment in Nairobi has never been easier. It's simple. With zero deposit and 0% interest rate, you can pay as little as 30,000 per month for up to 5 years. Just divide the price by the number of months you want to pay. Visit www.savo.ke to learn more.
They say that the youth are the future, but we believe that the youth are the present.
Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek.
Join a community of the change makers, the innovators, the visionaries who dare to dream big and make it happen. They are the ones who will shape the future, who will challenge the norms, and who will create a better world for us all. Those who dare to dream big and make it happen. Click on the banner to join the movement today.
Leo kutawaka moto fire. Wadau. Lakini kitu ni vya pressure bana. Siwezi kuwa misi chef. Siwezi choma mahindi alafu tena misi dancer. But allow me to reintroduce myself. So welcome back, guys, and last time we talked about financial independence, and we defined it as having assets that generate sufficient passive monthly cash flows that enable you to satisfy your needs, your wants, and your desires. So I'm just trying to think of a day when I've achieved financial independence. You know, I just wake up in the morning, go for my jog, get into my Bentley and drive my kids to school, come back home, have breakfast reading the newspaper that has been delivered at my door. Guys. So what is that amount of money? What is that amount of money that I have to earn passively so that I can be able to do all of these things that I'm passionate about? Join us next time as we do the fire drill, as we get to know where exactly your money goes to. Thanks, guys.